Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Today I wanted to answer this question. How do I convince somebody I know or love that they have the mind-body reason for symptoms, TMS, perceived danger causing symptoms? How do I convince them? So, first thing I will say is they got to be open to it, right? My default answer is, well, if you've got them and you're in this process of getting better, oftentimes the best way to convince somebody else that you know and love that this stuff is real is to do so darn well yourself. Claim your own life back from the clutches of these symptoms or pains. Do so darn well that they can't help but notice, right? The other thing is, if you start to proclaim, hey, I think the stuff I'm working on applies to you, they're going to say, well, how come you're not better yet? It's difficult. Even I struggle with convincing family members that what they're dealing with is a mind-body condition, right? I'm just little brother Danny, and so my sister and my nephew, I'm Uncle Danny, and I oftentimes struggle to convince even my closest family members that, hey, this stuff is real. It's not imagined. Your symptoms and pains are real. They're not in your head. You're not crazy. You're not imagining anything. You have legitimate pains and symptoms. The thing that we're trying to convey here is that they are created by something other than some malfunction happening in the body. You're not sick, you're not broken. Functionally, your body is okay. It's capable of living without symptoms. We just have a brain that's learned to be overprotective and sound the alarm on a very sensitive alarm setting. So how do you convince somebody that you know and love, like, hey, you could really benefit by this? Again, do so darn well yourself with your own symptoms that they can't help but go, you look different, you look better. What's going on? Right? That's the obvious way, and that's the simplest way. And if they say, well, you look so much better, what are you doing? Say, well, I found the answer, and it wasn't in a pill or an injection or a surgery or a doctor. And are you interested in hearing about it? And if they say yes, sometimes it may be better to refer them to some information that explains it, as opposed to trying to launch into, well, there's this thing called TMS, and it was made popular by this Dr. Sarno, and it's all about repressed emotions. And, oftentimes in the first 15 seconds of us trying to explain it, the eyes glaze over. Like, really, are you calling me crazy? Are you saying this is my fault? I didn't do this to myself. It happened. My body's broken, my back this, my leg that, my knee this, my head that. I have these real symptoms. I'm not imagining it. And it's very easy for people who are being told they have a mind-body condition to get very defensive. And even to this day, my mom, if I suggest or even hint that it's possible something she is experiencing, she gets a little bit defensive and, hey, no, I'm not doing this. I didn't do this to myself. No, nothing about the mind-body condition says it's your fault. It really isn't. But it's where you ended up. And the cool part is this knowledge can be game-changing, life-changing. Because once you understand what's going on and you do the assessments to rule this in for you, then it becomes easier to teach your brain that you're actually okay and you don't need these symptoms. So go back to yesterday. I did a video called 3 Steps to Overcoming Doubt. And that video could actually be titled 3 Steps to Overcoming Symptoms, or 3 Steps to Overcoming Mind-Body Conditions, right? Because the first step is knowledge. You got to understand how this human system functions, and that symptoms are not evidence of illness or malfunctioning, body parts. Symptoms are purely evidence that the brain is perceiving some danger and it's sounding an alarm. It's up to us to figure out, is that alarm warranted or not? And there's tried and true, proven assessments created by the best medical doctors in the field of mind-body medicine, practicing these concepts clinically for decades. These assessments are very accurate in determining how your symptoms behave. Explaining this to somebody else, if you're getting the eyes glazed over look, or even if you suggest to somebody, here, read this book, people are going to be like, I don't know, this seems kind of weird. Am I really going to invest 6 hours to read a book if the whole concept seems kind of strange and something that I didn't hear from my doctor? A lot of times, no. So one of the areas I will point you to is down at the bottom in the description. There's a link for my Fast Start playlist. dansfaststart.com will take you right there. And the very first video in there explains what creates pain or other symptoms. And so if somebody's not willing to invest a lot of time, maybe they can spend 15 minutes watching that first video and get it explained, perhaps in such a way that they may go, well, yeah, that makes sense. The other thing that you may want to do is say, well, don't take my word for it. There's a whole playlist of success stories of people who use this very model to overcome their symptoms, from mild symptoms to wild symptoms. And so go to painfreeyousuccess.com and tell your friend or family member or loved one to go check it out. But this isn't just something that some guy who talks about it in his place. This is real. As a matter of fact, next week I'm going to a workshop where there will be hundreds of professionals who do what I do, whether it be medical, psychology, psychiatry, coaches, therapists, scientists, researchers. And so there will be hundreds of people gathering to share the newest and latest and greatest information with each other. So this is not just some figment of my imagination. Dr. Sarno discovered this stuff in the 70s and 80s, wrote books about it in the 90s, and he has created a groundswell of knowledge and recovery that's immeasurable, right? So don't take my word for it. Do your research. Look up TMS. Look up perceived danger pain. Go to tmswiki.org. There's a whole website that discusses these things. But my site is painfreeyou.com. Got a bunch of success stories, over 120 by now. And just let them know. Would you rather be right that you're broken, or would you rather get better? Because some people get stubborn. And be very clear, I am not calling you crazy, because I'm not calling myself crazy. The symptoms are real. They're just created by a different thing than you've come to believe. So do you want to be right that you're broken, or do you actually want to get better? Because it's possible. So maybe refer them to the video from yesterday, 3 steps to overcoming doubt. Because essentially, a new person hearing about this likely has a lot of doubt. Like, this doesn't make sense. Sure. So that's my take here. Just recognize that if they don't take you seriously, some people just aren't open to it or not ready to hear it. And again, I've got direct family members that are not open to these concepts because in their mind, what do I know? I'm Uncle Danny. The little brother Danny. What do I know? Well, if in doubt as to some of my credentials, go check out my book on Amazon, Pain Free You, and look at the book reviews. Most of them read like success stories. People extremely happy that they learned this information and implemented it and are doing infinitely better as a result of opening up to this being the cause of their symptoms and pains. And by learning about it, doing the assessments, accepting that this is what's going on, and then taking action on the things that are recommended, people are getting better left and right every day. You can too, and the people you know and love can too. So go gentle. Don't ever try to convince somebody this is their fault. Don't ever say things like, well, it's in your head. It's not real. Yes, it is. The symptoms are real. They're just created by something other than a failing body. So, hope this helps. And by all means, just send people my way if you'd like me to do the explaining. dansfaststart.com, or send them to my book on Amazon, Pain Free You. And I hope to help as many people as I can get better. By the way, if you have already gotten better and would like to share a success story, please reach out to me. You can go get on my calendar at talkwithdan.com. We'll schedule a call and we can do an interview where we can share your story with my audience. So I appreciate you. I love you. And as always, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.